Tripathi and I, Sub-Lieutenant Riya Nair, welcome you all on behalf of the Commanding Officer INS MAGAR to the solemn occasion of the decommissioning of INS MAGAR. We have gathered here on this fine evening to bear witness to the end of an era, as we bid adieu to this majestic warship after having rendered 36 years of yeoman service to the nation. Vice Admiral M.A. Hampi Holi, Param Vishisht Seva Medal, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, Nausena Medal, Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Southern Naval Command, will be presiding over today's ceremony as the chief guest.
नमस्कार देवियों और सज्जनों, मेरे साथी टीकाकार सब लेफ्टिनेंट गौरव राव और मैं असिस्टेंट कमांडेंट अंशुमन पुरोहित इस ऐतिहासिक अवसर पर आईएनएस मगर की ओर से डिकमिशनिंग सेरेमनी के अवसर पर आप सभी का स्वागत करते हैं। राष्ट्र की 36 वर्ष सर्वोत्तम सेवा करने के बाद हम इस शानदार शाम को एक युग के अंत का गवाह बनने और भव्य युद्ध पोत को अलविदा करने के लिए एकत्रित हुए हैं। वाइस एडमिरल M.A. हम्पी होली, परम विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, नौसेना मेडल, फ्लैग ऑफिसर कमांडिंग इन चीफ, दक्षिणी नौसेना कमान आज मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में इस समारोह की अध्यक्षता करेंगे।
In her previous form, the erstwhile INS Magar, donning the pennant number Lima 3011, served during the period of 1949 to 1971 as a World War II vintage landing ship tank with a standard displacement of 2,200 tons. The ship was a part of naval operations during the 1965 Indo-Pak War, where she was employed in the transportation of fuels and stores for the ships involved in the blockade of the Eastern Theatre of Pakistan in the Bay of Bengal. She later played an active part in Operation Beaver in leading an expeditionary force of the Andaman garrison to cut off the possible flight of East Pakistan Army to Burma.
अपने पिछले अवतार में तत्कालीन आईएनएस मगर ने 1949 से 1971 की अवधि के दौरान 2200 टन के मानक विस्थापन के साथ द्वितीय विश्व युद्ध के पुराने लैंडिंग शिप टैंक के रूप में पताका संख्या L3011 धारण की थी। ये जहाज 1965 के भारत पाक युद्ध के दौरान नौसेना के संचालन का हिस्सा थी, जहां वह बंगाल की खाड़ी में पाकिस्तान के पूर्वी कमान की नाकाबंदी में शामिल जहाजों के लिए भंडार और ईंधन के परिवहन में कार्यरत थी। बाद में उसने बर्मा के लिए पूर्वी पाकिस्तान सेना की संभावित उड़ान को रोकने के लिए अंडमान गैरिसन के एक अभियान ऑपरेशन बीवर में सक्रिय भूमिका निभाई।
The name Magar was rechristened in the form of the present avatar as a landing ship tank amphibious assault ship of the Indian Navy. Having been built indigenously by Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited, Kolkata, the ship boasts of the unique distinction of being the first indigenously manufactured vessel of the Indian Navy, with a gross displacement of more than 5,000 tons, a triumph for the Indian shipbuilding industry. This was also at a nascent stage an indication of India's industrial might and Atmanirbharta. The first of her class, INS Magar, has through the years been a testament of her inter-services cooperation and has proven time and again her motto of Sada Nidar Veer Magar.
भारतीय नौसेना के लैंडिंग शिप टैंक उभयचर आक्रमण जहाज के रूप में मगर नाम को फिर से अवतार में नामांकित किया गया था। गार्डन रीच शिपबिल्डर एंड इंजीनियर्स लिमिटेड कोलकाता द्वारा स्वदेशी रूप से निर्मित होने के बाद जहाज 5000 से अधिक के सकल विस्थापन के साथ भारतीय नौसेना का पहला स्थानीय रूप से निर्मित पोत होने का अनूठा गौरव रखता था, जो भारतीय जहाज निर्माण उद्योग के लिए एक जीत है। अपनी श्रेणी का पहला जहाज आईएनएस मगर वर्षों से अंतर सेवा सहयोग का एक वसीयतनामा रहा है और उसने सदा निडर वीर मगर के अपने आदर्श वाक को बार-बार साबित किया है।
The ship, commissioned on 18 July 1987, has over the years been a vital component of multiple fleet operations. These include, but are not limited to, the ship's involvement in Operation Pavan, Operation Madad, and most recently, Operation Samudra Setu, India's COVID relief effort in the Indian Ocean region. Owing to her large carrying capacity and versatility, the ship was actively involved in relief operations after the 2006 tsunami in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The ship was also deployed in the humanitarian assistance and disaster relief roles in accordance with national policy, extending her reach across the oceans. In its primary role as an expeditionary warfare unit, the ship can carry 11 tanks, 13 BMPs, 10 trucks, 8 HMVs, and over 500 troops in various configurations. It has an integral commando carrying helicopter, Sea King Mark 42 Charlie for airborne induction, and 4 landing craft assault for launching amphibious assault over the horizon. Post-change in its operational requirement, the ship was converted into a training ship and changed its base port to Kochi. The ship joined the 1st Training Squadron upon her arrival at Kochi and was actively involved in shaping future naval leadership on multiple facets of seamanship, navigation, and the entire spectrum of naval operations.
18 जुलाई 1987 को कमीशन किया गया जहाज कई वर्षों से एकाधिक फ्लीट ऑपरेशन का महत्वपूर्ण घटक रहा है। इसमें ऑपरेशन पवन, ऑपरेशन मदद और हाल ही में ऑपरेशन समुद्र सेतु हिंद महासागर क्षेत्र में भारत के कोविड राहत प्रयास में जहाज की भागीदारी शामिल है। अपनी बड़ी वाहन क्षमता और बहुमुखी प्रतिभा के कारण जहाज अंडमान निकोबार द्वीप में 2006 की सुनामी में राहत अभियान में शामिल होते हुए मानवीय सहायता और आपदा राहत में कार्यरत थी। लेकिन ये इन्हीं तक सीमित नहीं है। एक अभिन्न युद्ध इकाई के रूप में अपनी प्राथमिक भूमिका में जहाज 11 टैंक, 13 बीएमपी, 10 ट्रक, 8 एचएमवी और 500 से अधिक विभिन्न विन्यासों में सैनिक ले जा सकता है। इसमें कमांडो ले जाने वाला एक अभिन्न हेलीकॉप्टर है जो हवाई प्रेरक के लिए सी किंग MK-42C और क्षितिज पर उभयचर हमले करने के लिए 4 लैंडिंग क्राफ्ट असॉल्ट हैं। इसकी परिचालन आवश्यकता में बदलाव के बाद जहाज को एक प्रशिक्षण जहाज में बदल दिया गया और इसका बेस पोर्ट कोची कर दिया गया। जहाज कोची पहुंचने पर प्रथम परीक्षण स्क्वाड्रन में शामिल हो गया और नाविकता, नेविगेशन और नौसेना संचालन के पूरे स्पेक्ट्रम के कई पहलुओं पर भविष्य के नौसेना नेतृत्व को आकार देने में सक्रिय रूप से शामिल था।
Of honor as it forms up. The ceremonial guard, with its immaculate turnout and sharp, synchronized movements, is the perfect embodiment of the ethos of the Navy. The guard today is being commanded by Lieutenant Shubham, with Lieutenant Saksham as the second officer of the guard.
देवियों और सज्जनों, अब हम 50 सैनिक सम्मान गार्ड के गठन को देख सकते हैं। अपने बेदाग टर्नआउट और तेज सटीक गति के साथ अनुष्ठानिक गार्ड नौसेना के लोकाचार का एक आदर्श अवतार है। आज गार्ड की कमांड लेफ्टिनेंट शुभम द्वारा संभाली जा रही है और लेफ्टिनेंट सक्षम गार्ड के दूसरे अधिकारी के रूप में मौजूद हैं। एडमिरल उपल कुंडू के आगमन की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं।
The crest of INS Magar depicts the Hindu mythological character Makara riding the waves. The Makara is generally depicted as a half crocodile in the forepart with the tail of a fish. The crest symbolizes the amphibious capabilities of INS Magar as well as emphasizing its size, adaptability, agility and ferociousness.
आईएनएस मगर का शिखर लहरों पर सवार हिंदू पौराणिक चरित्र मकर को दर्शाता है। मकर को आमतौर पर आधे मगरमच्छ एवं एक मछली की पूंछ के साथ चित्रित किया जाता है। आईएनएस मगर का शिखर उसी उभयचर क्षमता का प्रतीक है। कर रहे हैं।
As a part of Operation Samudra Setu under the Vande Bharat mission, the Indian Navy had deployed INS MAGAR for the second phase of repatriation of Indian citizens from Maldives. Even as heavy rains at Mali made conditions difficult, the ship made arrangements to ensure the safety of all personnel. The ship had undertaken extensive arrangements for speedy disembarkation, health screening, immigration, and transportation for the evacuated Indian nationals. INS MAGAR was the second ship to reach Mali for the evacuation of Indian citizens.
सेना मेडल के आगमन की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं।
INS MAGAR has always been at the forefront of the Navy's endeavor towards ensuring a secure future for the nation. In the year 2018, the state of Kerala witnessed inclement rainfall, which led to flooding in multiple districts. In immediate response, the Navy launched Op Madad, of which INS MAGAR was a crucial component. Going beyond their call of duty, risking their life, and stretching their equipment to the operational limits, the men on board INS MAGAR worked tirelessly round the clock in aid of civil authorities. This was proof of the mettle of the ship's company, as they, like always, heeded to the call of duty, putting personal requirements aside.
दक्षिणी वायु कमान के आगमन की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं।
INS Magar, a symbol of tri-services integration, was affiliated to the Bombay Sappers of the Indian Army in a formal ceremony held on board in the year 2005. With the nation moving towards establishment of tri-service theatre commands, the ship since time immemorial has been a testament of the same. Apart from being a symbol of the tri-services synergy, INS Magar has also participated in various maritime exercises along with friendly foreign countries, hence making it one of the most versatile and agile ships of the Indian Navy. The ship has served the nation and protected its sovereignty across the seas with utmost dedication, professionalism and commitment.
मेडल MA हम्पी होली, परम विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, नौसेना मेडल, फ्लैग ऑफिसर कमांडिंग इन चीफ दक्षिणी नौसेना कमान के आगमन की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं।
Vice Admiral M.A. Humpy Holy, Param Vishish Seva Medal, Ati Vishish Seva Medal, Nausena Medal was commissioned into the executive branch of the Indian Navy on the 1st of July 1985. An alumnus of the National Defence Academy, he was awarded the President's Gold Medal for being adjudged the best all-round cadet of the 64th course. The flag officer is a specialist in anti-submarine warfare and has served as anti-submarine warfare officer on both INS Himgiri, INS Agre and INS Ganga. His command tenures afloat include INS Nashak, INS Magar and INS Talwar. The Admiral has also held the prestigious appointment of Commandant of the National Coast Guard of Mauritius. He is also the only officer to have commanded the Indian Naval Academy twice, albeit at different ranks. On promotion to flag rank, he commanded the Western Fleet as Flag Officer commanding Western Fleet and took over command of the Southern Naval Command on 30th November 2021. The flag officer was awarded the Nausena Medal for his devotion to duty.
God, after this today, Yar Simon.
Commanding Officer INS MAGAR to kindly deliver his welcome address.
A very warm welcome to each one of you as we gather here today to commemorate a historic moment in the history of the Indian Navy. The decommissioning ceremony of Indian naval ship MAGAR For 36 years, INS Magar has been an indomitable force, a symbol of strength and valor, proudly representing the Indian Navy across the seas. This decommissioning ceremony marks the end of an era for this illustrious vessel, as it will be retired from active duty. As we reflect on the significance of this occasion, we are filled with mixed emotions. There is a sense of nostalgia as we remember the countless missions, exercises, and deployments that INS Magar has undertaken, and the camaraderie and bonds that have been formed amongst its crew. There is also a sense of pride as we acknowledge the ship's accomplishments in serving our nation with unwavering dedication and valor. INS Magar has played a crucial role in our defense preparedness, collaborating closely with the Indian Army in amphibious warfare capabilities and disaster relief operations. Its versatility, agility, and capability to transport troops, equipment, and supplies have been invaluable in supporting our troops in diverse terrain and providing humanitarian aid in times of need. The ship has a rich history, with its crew demonstrating exceptional professionalism and dedication in every mission undertaken. The officers and sailors of INS Magar have bravely faced challenges and adversities, demonstrating unwavering courage and commitment to duty. The ship has been a true reflection of Indian Navy's core values of duty, honor, and courage. As we bid farewell to INS Magar, we express our deepest gratitude to all those who have contributed to its illustrious journey, from the officers and sailors who have served on board to the families who have supported them with unwavering love and understanding. We also acknowledge the hard work and dedication of the shipyard workers, engineers, and support staff who have ensured the smooth operation and maintenance of the ship throughout its service. While INS Magar may be decommissioned today, its legacy will continue to live on in the annals of the Indian Navy's history. The memories of the ship's glorious achievements, the camaraderie shared by its crew, and the bond that has been formed will be cherished forever. Thank you all for being a part of this momentous ceremony. Jai Hind.
It is said that nothing stands the test of time, but the legacy built around the ship will live on in the hearts and minds of not only countless men and women in uniform, but also every family which was once attached to the mighty Magar. To commemorate this very legacy, I now present before you a short film.
Crocodiles are really bold. They do come upon land and can wreak havoc on the enemy.
On 24th March 1990, the last 2,000 troops of the Indian peacekeeping force boarded INS MAGAR at Kankenanthurai and set sail for India.
First of all, I have to thank Indian government and Indian Navy for this to evacuate from the Maldives. So I am now pregnant and I am traveling in ship now and safe here. They are providing food, basic medical facilities. We are safe now.
It's good.
Through the course of a 36 years of glorious service, the ship and her men bore witness to multiple significant milestones. In honor of the same, I would now like to request Vice Admiral M.A. Hampi Holi, Param Vishisht Seva Medal, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, Nausena Medal, Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief Southern Naval Command, and Air Marshal Balakrishnan Manikandan, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, Vayu Sena Medal, Air Officer Commanding-in-Chief Southern Air Command, to kindly release the ship's timeline. May I now request Mrs. Manju Prasannan Pillai, Chief Postmaster General, to kindly join the esteemed guests for release of the special cover. Now, the ship's cover will be released. The cover being released today is an exemplification of the multifarious operations the ship is capable of undertaking. It also highlights the tri-services integration and interoperability the ship is a symbol of. It is indeed a testimony to the rich and varied history of the platform.
I would now like to request the Chief Guest, Vice Admiral M.A. Humpy Holy, who has also served as the 15th Commanding Officer of this glorious warship, to kindly address the gathering.
Air Marshal B. Manikantan, the Air Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Southern Air Command, Flag Officers, Commanding Officers, Commanding Officer INS MAGAR and her esteemed crew, Commanding Officers, erstwhile Commanding Officers of INS MAGAR, esteemed guests, veterans, Srimati Manju Pillai, the CPMG, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. As I stand here today, this evening on this momentous occasion, I'm sure our hearts are filled with mixed emotions, as the commanding officer said earlier, mixed emotions of both sorrow and pride. I say sorrow because we are drawing the curtains today to the glorious service of over 36 years, a remarkable journey of INS MAGAR, an extraordinary ship. And I say that our hearts are swelled with pride because in these long, eventful and splendid innings of over 36 years, her crew has accomplished every mission with fortitude and courage, and more importantly, have met their mandate that was set out to them. Like many of you who are present here this evening, it has been my singular honor having been part of the ship as part of the 15th Commission. For over 3 glorious decades, the ship has epitomized our evolutionary, or rather expeditionary prowess, and unambiguously lived up to our motto, Sada Nidar Veer Magar. Walking down the memory lane, INS MAGAR has a rich legacy which is dotted with many milestones and achievements. In our first avatar, the ship partook in the operations of the 1965 and the 1971 war and emerged with honors. The present ship INS MAGAR, which is standing tall behind me at this stage, set sail within 6 days of a commission for our first mission in IPKF, code-named Op Aman, and embarked troops and equipment from then Madras port and landed these equipment and men on the shores of our southern neighbor. And within a few months, in October 1987, she partook in the second IPKF operation, a glimpse of which you saw in the movie, wherein in excess of about 15,000 troops and 15,000 tons of stores, logistics, supplies were evacuated from the shores of the southern neighbor back to homeland. Over the years, the ship has partook in many exercises with the Army, with the Air Force, known as amphibious exercises, in Navy-wide theater-level exercises, has been on a long haul on multiple overseas deployments, and all aimed towards the accomplishment of our military, constabulary, diplomatic, and our benign roles. It is perhaps important to note that the ship's contribution in our HADR operations has been noteworthy. In the immediate aftermath of Tsunami 2004, the ship lifted almost about 1,300 personnel in the scattered islands of Andaman and Nicobar in an operation codenamed as Op Madat, and subsequently in a similar operation codenamed as Op Madat, the ship provided succor to the victims of floods in the state of Kerala in 2018. The ship played a pivotal role when she provided succor and assistance to the government of Mozambique in 2019 in the aftermath of Cyclone Idai. And more recently, as you saw, over 202 personnel, our own Indian citizens, were safely evacuated from Maldives during Operation Samudra Setu in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic. I would like to also bring it to the notice of our audience that the present commission, under the able leadership and skippership of Commander Hemant Salunke and her very fine crew, did a very hectic 10-month operational period before bringing the ship to her final refit in October last year. As we today bid farewell to the ship with a very heavy heart, we need to remember that INS MAGAR was more than just a ship. It has been an epitome, having symbolized inter-services integration, naval prowess, and our indigenous shipbuilding capabilities. It is my singular honor and proud privilege this evening, on behalf of the Chief of Naval Staff, all officers, and all men of the Indian Navy, to offer our collective salute to all the erstwhile commanding officers, the fine officers and the gallant men of INS MAGAR who have crewed her and who have accomplished every mission with finesse, professionalism, and alacrity. As we draw the curtains and lower the ensign for one last time, it is indeed extremely coincidental that in a few months from now, I too will be decommissioned as we decommission the ship. When we were commissioned, about 2 years down the line, the ship was commissioned into the Navy. We have grown. I and my peers have grown with the ship through the years, through the 36 years, and it's with a lot of remorse and, of course, as I said, a lot of pride that we say goodbye and adieu to the ship this evening. On behalf of all ranks of the Indian Navy, I extend my gratitude to all the families of INS MAGAR who have been unconditional in the support and understanding for the men who have crewed her. I would like to extend my gratitude to all the technicians, the engineers, the yard personnel who have ensured that MAGAR has been sea and combat worthy through her 36 years of glorious commission. And of course, to all the officers of men who have braved the ship and accomplished every mission with fortitude and courage. As we bid farewell to MAGAR in our second avatar, we reaffirm our commitment in safeguarding the national interests in the same manner that MAGAR has done with courage, strength, and determination through her 36 years of glorious service. Thank you. So long, mighty MAGAR. We look forward to seeing you in your third avatar. Thank you, Shona Varun. Jai Hind.
Now, the ship's company, along with the officer of the day and the quartermaster, will take post. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to draw your attention towards the 9-man sunset guard as it marches in to take post on the hello deck as the naval ensign is brought down to one last time. The guard today is being commanded by Captain M.M.D., Senior Engineer Officer of DDNews Officer General. मैं आपका ध्यान 9-man sunset guard की ओर आकर्षित करना चाहता हूँ, जो हेलो डेक पर पोस्ट लेने के लिए मार्च करता हुआ आगे बढ़ रहा है। गार्ड की कमांड आज लेफ्टिनेंट एनपी द्वारा संभाली जा रही है। का आखिरी बार नीचे लाया जाएगा। I would now like to request all former commanding officers of the INS MAGAR to kindly proceed with the ship's hello.
ये लोग यार ठीक है सर।
ceremony held at sunset involves lowering of the naval ensign, national flag and commissioning pennant for the final time. The commissioning pennant of a ship, also referred to as the masthead pennant, is flown from the masthead of a warship. It is hoisted on the day of commissioning and only struck down when the ship is decommissioned. The long paying off pennant brought down with the tune of the last post is indicative of the yeoman service rendered to the nation. The ceremony is presided over by the officer of the day accompanied by a 9-man guard.
एक जहाज का डिकमिशनिंग समारोह एक समृद्ध यात्रा की परिणति का प्रतीक है। सूर्यास्त के समय आयोजित होने वाले समारोह में नौसैनिक ध्वज, राष्ट्रीय ध्वज और कमिश्निंग पेनन को उतारा जाएगा। कमिश्निंग पेनन या मास्टर पेनन को पहली बार कमिश्निंग के दिन लहराया एवं डीकमिश्निंग के दिन उतारा जाता है। लास्ट पोस्ट की धुन के साथ अब इस पेनन को उतारा जाएगा और यह जहाज की उत्तम सेवा को दर्शाता है। समारोह की अध्यक्षता ऑफिसर ऑफ द डे द्वारा नौसैनिक गार्ड के साथ की जाती है।
The ship's trial by fire took place at a very early stage as she was thrust into the Indian peacekeeping force at Sri Lanka. The ship, in close conjunction with her integral component of army troops, played a crucial role in ensuring stability in the island nation. This was also evidence to the versatility, agility, and adaptability the ship brought to the field of combat. With the ship's involvement, the operational horizon was expanded well beyond earlier anticipated levels. This could be credited to both the ship's company as well as the steel giant herself.
जहाज ने अपनी सक्षमता बहुत ही प्रारंभिक चरण में साबित की थी जब उसे श्रीलंका ने इंडियन पीस कीपिंग फोर्स में शामिल किया गया था। जहाज ने अपने अभिन्न अंग के साथ मिलकर द्वीप राष्ट्र में स्थिरता सुनिश्चित करने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई थी। यह जहाज की बहुमुखी प्रतिभा और अनुकूलता का सबूत था जो युद्ध के मैदान में लाया गया था और इसका पूरा श्रेय जहाज की संरचना और इसके वीर सैनिकों को जाता है।
I would now like to request the chief guest, Vice Admiral M.A. Humpy Holy, Param Vishish Seva Medal, Ati Vishish Seva Medal, Nausena Medal, Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Southern Naval Command, to kindly proceed to the ship's hello deck for the decommissioning ceremony. Excellence, but also focused equally on community building. In this regard, the ship had organized a cycling expedition to the 91st Infantry Brigade. The expedition covered about a distance of 500 kilometers over a span of 5 days. This also involved interaction with specially able children at the Dr. Ambedkar Memorial Orphanage in Trivandrum. The expedition was just one of the many such examples wherein the ship's company showcased personnel in uniform at their finest.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to rise for the sunset ceremony as 1 minute for sunset is announced. All personnel in uniform are requested to salute with the commencement of the first note of sunset and cut the salute on the order of Bagal Shastra by the officers of the guard.
गार्ड के अधिकारियों द्वारा बगल शस्त्र के आदेश पर वर्दी में सभी कर्मियों से सूर्यास्त की पहली नोट की शुरुआत के साथ सैल्यूट करने का अनुरोध करते हैं।
One minute for sunset.
Sunset Shriman! Alert! Bajao! Gol! Rashtriya Salute! Salamat!
The Navy land sign and the national flag will now be folded and placed in the box.
नौसेना पताका और राष्ट्रीय ध्वज को अब मोड़कर बॉक्स में रखा जाएगा।
The last post will now be sounded by the buglers as the paying off pennant is lowered. I would request all of you to kindly rise in attention while the paying off pennant is being lowered. You are not required to salute. May I now request the chief guest to kindly proceed to the captain's cabin to sign the visitor's book. Of INS MAGAR to kindly move to the ship's forecastle for photography. go down in the books of history as a significant milestone for the service and all associated personnel indeed.
देवियों और सज्जनों, हम इसके साथ ही आज के डीकमीशनिंग सेरेमनी के समापन पर आ गए हैं। ये शाम जहाज और इसके कर्मियों के महत्वपूर्ण योगदान को इतिहास की किताबों में याद रखेगा।
Guests may now proceed to the jetty for high tea. Officers and their families are requested to proceed to their right. Sailors and their families might proceed to the left.
Wavering pride. Crocodiles are really bold. They do come upon land and can wreak havoc on enemy. Soar above the clouds. Always ready to defend. Over the tides and terrain. Masters of land and sea. Braving the waves. Forged in the sea. With an unwavering pride. Crocodiles are really bold. They do come upon land and can wreak havoc on enemy. Soar above the clouds. Always ready to defend. Over the tides and terrain. Masters of land and sea. Braving the waves. Forged in the sea. With an unwavering pride.
evacuated from the Maldives. So I am now pregnant and I am traveling in ship now. I'm safe here. They are providing food, basic medical facilities. We are safe now.
Good. It's good.